So I came over here to film this video, and look what just so happens to be on the table. I guess some kid left a little toy goat or something. Or maybe this is just God's way of reminding me that I'm the friggin' goat. Today I wanted to talk about my $10,000 investment idea. This is just a concept. It's not something that I'm doing just yet. It's something that I'm definitely gonna have to work my way up to, but I wanted to share this idea. I wanted to share this concept, this $10,000 investment idea with everybody watching. We're gonna get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. This right here is the limited edition DYDSS Christmas line. A portion of the proceeds are going directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Grab a t-shirt, grab a hoodie while you can. These things are going away on Christmas Day, so please move fast. Let's raise a little bit of money for the children with cancer. Try out some G Fuel energy formula. $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares just by simply downloading Webull and funding your account. That's all you got to do. Download the app, link in the description. Toss any amount of currency in there, even a penny. It still works. It still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And if you click the little invite button and send it to one person that you know, one referral will get you either $100 or $200 of free Apple stock, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use the cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about a concept that I have. Now, this is a concept that I have vaguely mentioned in recent videos. I've been documenting this I don't even know what you want to call it, an experiment, a project, whatever. I decided back in November, I want to get myself a new secondary job, something that has something a little bit more to offer than my former second job. And obviously I'm still working my full-time job. I do not plan on leaving. To be honest, I like it so much I could do it for the next 30 years. But I have an idea. And I've been documenting some of the steps that I've been taking over the last couple of weeks. I've been documenting the fact that I wanted to get myself a new secondary job. I've been documenting the application process, the interview process, and the hiring process. As I'm filming this video, tomorrow will be my first official day of work at this new job. So I've been documenting everything so far. And something that I've mentioned along the way during this whole documenting process is that I'm going to be contributing to the 401k that this part-time job has to offer me. Now, I'm already contributing to my 401k with my full-time job. They offer a 5% match, so I contribute 5%. However, I decided if I'm going to go and get myself a part-time job and, 20, 25 hours a week, what if I contribute a very uncommon percentage of the of my pay to the 401k? What would happen? Because most people do, between like 1% and 5%. Some people will do 10% or something like that. But what would happen? What would happen if, since this is just a part-time job, this isn't my primary source of income, what if, just thinking out loud over here, what if I contributed like 50% or more? I think the max you can do is 75%, which I wouldn't, well, who knows? I don't want to say I wouldn't go that far because I am a bit of an extremist. I probably would. But what if, just hypothetically, what would happen if I contributed like a massive portion of my pay to the 401k account? What would happen? Now, the reason I was thinking about this is because one of my goals is to eventually, not, in 2024 Who knows how long it's going to take me, but eventually I would like to work my way up to being able to contribute $10,000 a year to the 401k at a part-time job. How many people can say that they do that? I've never, ever, ever heard of that being done before. I'm sure it has been done, but that's a goal of mine, to eventually work my way up to get myself into a position where I am able to afford contributing $10,000 a year to the 401k while working at the job part-time. Doesn't sound realistic, doesn't sound reasonable, doesn't sound something like a normal person would do, but what can I say? I am extremely abnormal. Now, I wanted to break down the numbers to in order to make this make a little bit more sense, so people can conceptualize what I'm talking about here. Because $10,000, that's a lot of cash. That's a massive amount of cash. And there will be some people that say, well, $10,000 isn't a lot. Well, these are the same people that say $1 million is not a lot of money. And guess what? These people don't have $1 million. And guess what? They don't even have $10,000. But here's the thing. What is $10,000? Or how can you contribute $10,000 a year? In order to hit $10,000 a year, it would be $193 a week. But at a part-time job, let's just say, here's just a hypothetical number, just an easy number to work with. Let's just say your part-time job is paying you $400 a week. It doesn't really sound realistic to contribute $193, almost $200 of the $400 that you're making. That's like half your money. I mean, it's not going out the window, it's going into a retirement account, but still, for a lot of people, it doesn't sound realistic. But remember, this is not my full-time job. It's the part-time job that I'm kind of just, doing a little bit of an experiment with. Hypothetically, if you were making $400 a week and you wanted to contribute $10,000, or you wanted $10,000 to be put into the account every year, $193 a week would need to be contributed into the account. However, if the company that you're working for matches, let's just say, approximately 3%, then all of a sudden it becomes not tremendously easier, but it does simplify what you need to do in order to hit your target. So 3% of $400 is $12, which means you no longer have to contribute $193 out of your pay. You would only need to contribute $181, which I know doesn't make a world of a difference. But 12 of those dollars are coming from the 3% match that the company's putting in for you. So if every single week, if you're earning $400 and you contribute $181, the company that you work for throws $12 in there for you, that averages $193, which by the time 52 weeks go by, that's $10,000 put into the account. Now, obviously, market fluctuations will change that end of the year number. It might be a little bit higher in the short term, might be a little bit lower in the short term. It's only been 1 year. But that right there is how you would go about building up a $10,000 a year part-time job 401k retirement account. That right there is something that I will not be doing right off the bat. That is something that I want to do down the road. That is something that I want to begin working my way up to eventually being able to afford. That's what I want to do. That's what I would love to do that. Just think about that for a second. With the 3% help from the job, making the goal, I guess you can say, 3% easier to achieve. I mean, just think about that. And by the way, just for the record, do you want to know how fast that account would grow to $100,000? A simpleton would say 10 years.
$10,000 a year multiplied by 10 is $100,000.
That's what a simpleton would say. That's what a simple-minded fool would say. Well, you know what? I pity the fool. You want to know what the real number is? It would be between 6 and 8 years, because you also need to factor in market returns. And if the market returns 8 to 10% on average, which is the average, yes, you will have some years that are even better than that. You will have some years that are lower than that. You will have some years that are in the negatives, like we saw last year, the year before. The market as a whole, year to date, that year was down like 16%. The year before, we were up 25%. It all averages out to 8 to 10%, or really 10%. The reason I say 8 to 10% is because I personally factor in, I adjust it for inflation, but you can expect about 10%. So with market returns being factored in to your $10,000 a year contributions, it's really only going to take you probably about 7 or we'll call it 8 years. 8 years for that account to be worth approximately $100,000, again, from part-time work. A part-time job being built off of something that is not your primary source of income. Just think about that for a second. Now, I know the words that I'm saying might be like fantasy world, but I'm just think about it. How incredible would that be? Who knows? Maybe I'll never be able to make that happen. It doesn't seem like an achievable number to most. It seems like an achievable number to me. That's just because I figured out the steps that it takes in order to work my way up to that. But just think about it. Just think. Put logic away for just a moment and just think about that. Part-time work multiplied by about 8 years equals $100,000 approximately from part-time work. The most important piece of that sentence right there. This is not like, yeah, and I understand, yeah, part-time job on top of a full-time job is absolutely back-breaking work. Trust me, I know. But there is a reward. There is a pretty hefty incentive there. Just something to think about. Just something that I wanted to conceptualize. Just something that I wanted to talk about. Because like I said in the intro of this video, not only am I the GOAT, but this is just an idea. This is just a concept. I'm not saying that this is what I'm doing. This is something that I would like to do. This is something that I have to really, really break down the numbers and figure out exactly what it would take to get myself into the position where I'm able to eventually do this. I'm not saying, hey, I contribute $10,000 a year. No. But I would like to. And I'm working out a strategy for it. And this is already on top of the 5% contribution that I make to my main 401k. This is on top of already maxing out my Roth IRA, which, by the way, next year they're increasing the contribution limit from $6,500 to $7,000. So your future self gets a pay raise right there. And this is also on top of planning on maxing out my HSA next year, which I have an HSA. I contribute to it, but I'm not maxing it out this year, but I plan on doing that next year, which also is getting a bump up contribution limits. This year, it's $3,850. Next year, it's going to be $4,150. And the company that I work for throws $500 a year into it for me, which makes my life a little bit easier. So what I did this year was I started making 401k contributions. This is my first year maxing out the Roth IRA, and I'm also making HSA contributions. Next year, I want to raise the bar to doing the same thing, 5% 401k contributions, max out my Roth IRA again, but this time I want to max out the HSA as well. And now that I'm getting the new part-time job, new secondary job, I want to also start making contributions to a secondary 401k as well. So, yeah, does it take a lot of time? Does it take a lot of work? Yes, it absolutely does. There's my shut up alarm to let me know that the video is getting too long. Anyway, like I said it before and I'll say it again, this is just an idea, this is just a concept, it's just something to think about. It's just it's more of a fun exercise, something to really, just something to think about. Just something that you wouldn't ordinarily hear come out of, the mouth of probably anyone you've ever met before. That's kind of what I'm known for, saying, coming up with really absurd but possible ideas and doing everything in my power to make it happen. Do I have a 100% success rate? No. I fail all the time. But that's because I play far more games than most people play. And I found over the last couple of years that the more you play, the more you win. Anyway, work hard, everybody. If you're not working hard, start working hard. If you're already working hard, work harder. If you're already working harder, figure out a way to continue working harder, but also start working smarter. There's no shortage of success, prosperity, or opportunity out there. It's all right there for the taking. All you have to do is reach out and take it. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. This right here is the limited edition DYDSS Christmas line. A portion of the proceeds are going directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Grab a t-shirt, grab a hoodie while you can. These are going away on Christmas Day. Please move fast. Let's raise a little bit of money for the children with cancer this year. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Over 50 different flavors to choose from, $5 off. Link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. So all you got to do, download the app, link in the description, toss even as little as a penny in there. Still works, still counts, you still get your up to 12 free fractional shares. And if you're for one friend, click the little invite button, send it to one person that you know. Webull's going to give you either $100 or $200 of free Apple stock, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use the cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Just a smiling. Peace.